shooting it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 1,000-point battle between my Deathwing and Harris's World Eaters. So the story that we've got going on here is that Kharn was leading a warband rampaging through this planet, destroying the populace and anyone he could find to provide some more blood for the blood god. Skulls for the skull throne. So as he was rampaging through the planet, a distress call went out. The Dark Angels had some intel that spoke of Kharn possibly knowing the location of some of the fallen, so they volunteered to send out their Deathwing to go stop his warband and bring back this planet to the Imperium. Yeah, exactly. Immovable object versus the unstoppable force. We'll see what happens in this battle. We are just going to be playing No Mercy, so that we're just trying to beat each other up really bad is the plan. So we'll see if that goes as planned. So that is the story, and that is the mission that we're going to be playing today. Before we go any further, let's show you the two armies that are going to fight it out. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a Vanguard detachment. Lead off the detachment, we have an Interrogator Chaplain in Terminator armor and Belial. We have a Deathwing Apothecary and a Deathwing Champion. We have a 6-man Deathwing Terminator squad with 1 Assault Cannon and 2 Thunderhammer Storm Shields. And last but not least, we have a 5-man Deathwing Knight squad. And for the World Eaters, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have a Chaos Lord on a Juggernaut with the Axe of Blind Fury and Kharn the Betrayer. And last but not least, we have 3 8-man squads of Berserkers, each with a chain axe and chain sword. Each squad has an icon of wrath, and there are 3 rhinos with combi bolters. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment. I've got my 5-man Deathwing Knight squad up here. I've got my Apothecary, my Champion, and my Interrogator Chaplain, who will be my Warlord. He's going to have Brilliant Tactician as his Warlord trait. Then I also have in Deep Strike Reserve, I've got my 6-man Terminator squad and Belial. Going over deployment now for the World Eaters. He's got his 3 squads inside of their rhinos. We've got the Juggerlord next door. And then we've got in the middle here is where Kharn is. Kharn is in the middle over here. So that's the deployment for the World Eaters. Before the game starts, I am actually going to spend a command point, Hunt the Fallen. Basically what it is I select an enemy infantry character, which is going to be Kharn. He's the only one that he has that's an infantry character. And for 1 CP, he gets +1 attack, which, I mean, he's already got 1 billion attacks. I figured I can probably try to weather 1 more, or 2 more, I guess, with his blood for the blood god rule. But what I do get to do is I get to reroll all hits against him in the fight phase. I also get to reroll charge rolls for failed charge rolls for the Raven Wing or the Deathwing that charge in. And since I'm all Deathwing, may as well go with that. So that's what we're going to go there. Let's see if I get that CP back. I do not, so I am down to 3 CP at this point. My opponent is at 8 CP, so it's good. We'll see how this goes. But so that's deployment, and that's the first stratagem of the game. Before we go, as of right now, the World Eaters are going to be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that Phil first. No, I do not. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the World Eaters here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the World Eaters here. His 3 rhinos just moved up, and his Juggerlord over here advanced up over here. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Never mind, he's just going to pop smoke on all 3 of them, and that is it for the turn here for the World Eaters on turn 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 1. All right, movement phase. These guys all moved up this way. That is it. That's all of them they did. My other guys stayed in Deep Strike Reserve. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, shooting phase. My Interrogator Chaplain and my Apothecary are both going to fire into his rhino up there. They're both within 12 inches. I'm going to roll them together because they're just going to be the same rolls. So we're going to have 8 shots coming in here, hitting on 4s because he popped smoke. All right, so that is going to be 4 hits, exactly statistical. Looking for 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds with fill faces. Looking for 3 ups. Failing one, making one. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, we're going to start off with my Deathwing Knights charging into his Juggerlord and the 2 rhinos over on this side. So he's going to roll all of his shots here together because they're all looking for 6s and are all bolts. Got 1 hit. Oh, 2 hits, sorry. And 2 rerolls of 1. All right, so that's 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 2 up save. Yeah, with a fill phase. Woo! All right, so they're going to need 7 inches to go into the rhinos there and 9 inches to get into the Juggerlord. So that is the charge distance we're looking for. Not getting either. I am going to spend a command point to reroll that 1. Nope, they're not in. Do I get the command point back? I do get it back, thankfully. All right, so that is it. I'm not going to make any other charges there. That is it for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the World Eaters here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the World Eaters here on turn 2. His Rhino moved up over here after disembarking his dude bros over here, including Kharn. His Juggerlord moved up here. This Rhino stayed back there with the guys inside. This Rhino moved up here after disembarking all of these dude bros, and they moved up there. Both of these, all these guys are within 1 inch basically of my guys, or just outside of 1 inch of my guys getting ready for the charge there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off, they're going to throw a crack grenade into my apothecary there. So hitting on a 3. That is a hit. Strength 6, so looking for a 3. That is a wound. AP -1, right? So looking for a 3-up save. Nope, failed that. D3 wounds. Doing 2 wounds. Combi bolters from here into my apothecary. That is all, 3 hits out of 4. Wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. 2-up save. And then this squad's going to throw a crack grenade into my Deathwing Knights.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. That's a hit. That is a wound. That is a save. And now the 2 combi bolters from these 2 are going to fire into the Deathwing Knights, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. All right, all but 2 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. 5. Good. 2-up saves. Failing 1. And now the Juggerlord is going to pop is going to shoot his bolt pistol into them, hitting on a 3. Oh, he's going to spend a command point on Demon Shell. So what does this do?
I cannot reroll it. If it hits, it's D3 mortal.
All right, cannot reroll it. If it hits, though, it will do D3 mortal wounds. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. So D3 mortal wounds. That is 1 mortal wound.
Still kills.
All right, so now Kharn is going to shoot his plasma pistol into them. He can only overcharge. He has no choice but to overcharge, but it doesn't slay him if he rolls that 1. He just does a mortal wound. So hitting on a 2, that is a hit. Strength 8, so looking for a 2 to wound. That is a wound. Looking for a 3-up invul save. Yeah, with a 3. Woo! All right, that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, Kharn is going to charge into my Interrogator Chaplain and my Deathwing Champion. So I'm going to fire Overwatch with the Interrogator Chaplain there, hitting on 6s, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 4. Easy toughness 4. T4. So looking for a 4 to wound. That is not a wound. Here comes his charge distance. 9 inches will get him in. This squad over here is going to charge into my apothecary, overwatching. Not getting anything there. So their charge distance, it's totally in.
Right.
And then this squad's going to charge into my Deathwing Knights. That's in.
25 minutes.
All right, so starting off the fight phase here, the squad that charged into my Deathwing Knights are going to activate first. So they are going to attack with their chain axes first. So these are going to be 3 attacks for the base guys, 4 attacks for the champion into them over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of Kharn, or because of the Juggerlord, the Chaos Lord over here.
Kharn has to be within 1 inch.
Kharn has to be within 1 inch, but no.
Close enough to betray him.
So here we go.
Hitting on 3s,
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, these are re-rolling the 1s.
Re-rolling 1s, yeah. Thank you.
All right. And then Death to the False Emperor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
He gets
6.
6 more attacks in here. These are going to be 3s to hits. These will not explode. And reroll. Nope, no reroll there. So, all right. So these are now going to be strength 4, right?
Strength 6.
Oh, strength 6. Because they get +1 on the strength on the charge, correct?
No, it's strength 5 base +1 for the chain axe.
Oh, strength 5 base +1 for the chain axe. So these are going to be strength 6. So these are going to be wounding on 3s.
Got 30 hits on 24.
That's pretty good.
25 attacks.
All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we have it was 16 wounds into them over there. AP -1, so we have 16 3-up saves. Come on, baby. Failing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means 3 of them are dead. 1 guy is left. And now the chain sword attacks coming in here. 8 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s, but no 1s there. And no 6s, so Death to the False Emperor does not come into play here. These are going to be wounding on 3s as well because of strength 5. Getting all wounds. So that's going to be 7 wounds into here. 7 2-up saves. Can he make all of these and be a champ? Yeah, he can. Woo! All right, so I am actually going to interrupt with spending 2 command points. Let's see if I get one of them back with my Warlord trait. I do not, so I am down to 1 command point right now. So I'm going to interrupt with my Deathwing champion into Kharn over here. So he's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, that is all hits. Strength +3 becomes strength 7, wounding on 3s. I am going to spend a command point on this. My last command point, that is a wound. Do I get the command point back? I don't, so I'm out of command points. But he's got 3 wounds here. He's got a 4-up invul save because it's AP -4, so 4-up invul save. Fails 2 of them.
I'm going to command point.
He's going to spend a command point on one of those. And doesn't makes that one. So 1 goes through. D3 wounds. 2 wounds. All right, so now Kharn is going to start by attacking into my champion over here. He's got 6 base attacks, +1 for the charging with Butcher's Nails, +1 because we think he knows about Cypher. So here we go. Here we go. These are 8 attacks hitting on 2s. Not getting to reroll, right?
No, but I do get Death to the False Emperor.
Does get Death to the False Emperor on that 6, so that is a hit. So it ends up being 8 hits, and there's no one within an inch of him to kill because of that 1, which I think was a purposeful move on his part. So these are going to be strength 6, right? So it's going to be strength 6, looking for 3s to wound. Either which way, it's 3s to wound here.
Strength +1, he's strength 5 base.
So it's strength 6. So looking for 3s to wound.
All right. That is a lot of wounds so far.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at AP -4. So he's got a 5-up invul save because of being a Terminator. So show me them 5-ups. Making 2 of them. So that is going to be 4 that go through. What's the damage on these? D3. So 4 D3 wounds. Getting 2, 4, 5, 6 wounds. That's going to be enough to kill him. And that is first blood. And now he gets to attack again because of blood for the blood god. So he's going to have these attacks going to my chaplain over here. Hitting on 2s. Not re-rolling. Death to the False Emperor on those 2 6s. Get another 1 there. These are now going to be strength 6. So looking, or strength, yes, 7. So looking for 3s to wound. All right, so getting 4 wounds there. 4, AP -4, so 4 4-up Rosarius saves. Looking for 4-ups. Failing 3 of them, I'm going to spend his free reroll that he gets from his Warlord trait into a save there. So he's got 2 that go through, 2 D3. Getting 2 damage. Okay. All right, now the attacks into my Deathwing, into my apothecary over here. This is no, you already did this. Oh, these are the second.
Blood for the blood god.
Blood for the blood god. These other guys are going to attack back into my Deathwing knight over here. So these are the chain axe attacks hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. 2 rolls for Death to the False Emperor, getting 1 of them. So these are now going to be wounding on 3s again. So the way it works with the blood for the Blood God, it counts as 2 separate units basically attacking, but they both charge, so they both get to attack before I do over here. So these are going to be wounding on 3s.
And that's been FAQ'd. So.
Yeah. All right. So that is going to be 3, 6,
9, 10.
10 wounds. We'll come back to that.
10.
All right. 10 3-up saves. Looking for 3-ups. Come on, baby. You can do it. Failing. No. Failing more than enough to kill him, and he is dead. All right. So now the squad into my apothecary over here is going to go. This is the first volley of them, hitting on 3s. All right. We'll come back to that. 1 Death to the False Emperor roll into a hit. And now these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that's 15 wounds into him. These are AP -1, so these are going to be 15 3-up saves, 3-up armor saves. Looking for 3-ups. Failing 1, 2, 3, 4. Failing 4, so that means he's still alive. 4 now, because here come the other attacks coming in here. Hitting on 3s. We'll come back to that. And we got 4 Death to the False Emperor rolls. All right, making 1 of them. All right, so these are now going to be wounding on 3s. All right. So that's going to be 4 misses there. So we've got 6, 7, 8. 8 rolls. He needs 8 3-ups. He needs to make every single one of these, or he's dead. Let's see what happens. Oh, he totally protects. Emperor always protects.
Never.
Always protects, except for this time when he did not protect, and he is dead. All right, so now my Interrogator Chaplain is going to attack into Kharn. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, re-rolling because of himself and or the fact that Kharn might know about the Fallen. So that's 3 hits. These are now Strength +1, so Strength 5 wounding on 3s. Wow.
I'm sorry, Phil.
That is...
I'm so sorry.
That is... Wow. And now my opponent is going to spend 3 command points on Fury of Kharn. For Khorne. It's going to be the Fury of Kharn as the Fury of Khorne coming in here. He worships Khorne and is going to attack into... so is that sort of like if your name is like Christian, like as a Christian, like Kharn being corn, you know?
I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so this is me being a giant nerd.
Yeah.
Okay, Kharn.
Yeah.
They took his name from the Hebrew word for betrayer.
Oh,
so he
okay.
is literally Betrayer the Betrayer.
Oh, he's Betrayer the Betrayer. That's interesting. That you are a super nerd for knowing that, but interesting. There you go. All right. So yes. Anyway, so Betrayer the Betrayer is now going to attack again here. These are going to be hitting on 2s. He'll get 8 attacks because he's still charging here, still getting everything awesome. So that's 2 misses that he doesn't get to reroll, and no one's within 1 inch to kill. So now here come these are going to be wounding on 3s, getting Inception. 4 wounds, 4 wounds here. These are AP minus
they're invul saves.
Oh, that's right, AP minus 4. So these are going to be 4-up invul saves. Come on, did you pray to the Emperor? No, you did not pay the Emperor. Holy cow. No, he just did. It doesn't even matter if those are 1s. Not a single 1? Not a single 4-up? You need to go, I mean, you're dead, but if you weren't dead, you definitely need to go pray and try to find, I don't know, some kind of forgiveness for that awful, awful, awful showing. Anyway, that is Slay the Warlord. And that is it for the World Eater's turn here. I say it as though that wasn't one of the most brutal turns I've ever felt in my entire life. But I have 0 things on the table right now. But I get some things coming in on my turn here. So, hey, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwing here on turn 2.
Swung.
All right, so movement phase here for the Deathwing on turn 2. My Terminators and Belial have dropped in over here 9 inches away from Kharn of Khorne. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now my Terminators here are going to fire into Kharn. I've got 3 Storm Bolters in rapid fire range, and the reds are going to be the Assault Cannon. These are going to be hitting on 3s and 4s because he moved with the heavy weapon there. All right, re-rolling 1s and 2s because of Belial. All right, okay, not meant to be on those ones. And the 3 is not meant to be either. So these are going to be toughness 4, so wounding on 4s and 3s. All right, so we've got 4 regular 3-up saves. Oh no, 2-up saves because he's in cover over there. And then we've got 5 3-ups. That's all good. Doesn't matter if he's in there. It wasn't intentional, but he got it. So we got 4 2-up saves. Making failing 1, so he's down to 2 wounds, and then you've got 5 3-up saves. Failing 2, and Kharn is dead. And now Belial is going to shoot into the Khorne Berserkers there. 2 shots hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. It's 2 hits. That is 1 wound. 3-up save. No, he's good. All right, because of that, I killed myself out of 12 inches, so I am out of range. So that is it for the Deathwing turn here on turn 2. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the World Eaters here on turn 3. Yeah. All right, movement phase. His 1 squad over here embarked on the Rhino that moved up over here. This squad moved up over here, looking at my Terminators. His Juggerlord is making his way up here as well. Making his way down, walking by something else and no one else. This Rhino over here still kept its guys inside and moved up over here. Didn't advance though, just moved, right? Yeah, just moved up there. And then this Rhino moved in around over here, and it's empty over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so we're gonna do the Combi Bolter from here and here into my Terminators over here, hitting on 3s. Not re-rolling 1s because of it's just out of range of the Juggerlord there. These are going to be wounding on 4s, getting 4 wounds. 4 2-up saves. Failing 1. And now this is coming from this one over here, which gets to re-roll because of the Juggerlord there.
Good thing, too.
Getting to re-roll that 1. All right, so that's 4 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting nothing there. Krakenade from the Berserkers into him over here. That is a hit. That is a wound. That is a save. And now he's going to spend a command point to fire demon shells from this guy here into my Terminators. That is a hit. D3 mortal wounds. Doing 3 mortal wounds, killer.
Kills.
All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. These guys here are going to be charging into my the first he's going to charge with the Rhino into my Terminators. So first we've got firing with the whatchamacallit, the Storm Bolter, re-rolling because of Belial.
I'm bloodthirsty.
Getting 1 hit.
Irrational.
Yeah, bloodthirsty, not irrational. No wound there.
If I can soak
and then we've got 6 shots from the Assault Cannon. On 6s, re-rolling because of Belial. Nothing there. And he is in. And now these guys are going to charge into my Terminators over here. They re-rolling because of the Icon of Wrath. 5 inches? That was what you had. I think that. Yeah, 1 second. All right, so they did make it in. It just got in there, and then we did the 3-inch pile in already. And then Belial, he heroically intervened into them over here. So we are now going to come back to you with the attacks from the Berserkers into the Terminators. All right, here comes the first volley of chain axes. These are going to be hitting on 3s. No re-rolls. We'll come back to you with that. 4 Death to the False Emperor rolls. All right, pretty good. These are now going to be strength 6 on the charge here. So these are going to be, or not just strength 6, period, not because of the charge. These are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, 11 wounds. These are going to be 11 wounds going in there, looking for AP -1, so looking for 3-up saves. Failing 1. Failing 1. I'll take that. Woo! All right, and now these are the chain sword attacks. These are hitting on 3s.
Bunch of misses.
All right, but 3 deaths to the False Emperors. So that's
redeem yourselves.
Making all of those. So he got 6 hits. All right, here we go. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 2-up saves. Failed 1. All right, now they're going to swing again. So here we go. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. And 5 false emperor deaths to the false emperor rolls. Those are all hits. False emperor deaths.
I will take.
The leading cause of false emperor deaths are actually Khorn Berserkers. These are now going to be wounding on 3s.
On 25 attacks.
26 hits on 25 attacks. Gross. All right, I'll come back to you with that. All right, that was 15 wounds into them over here. These are going to be looking for 3-up saves. Failing 2. Failing 2. That's it. All right. And here come the chainsword attacks. Hitting on 3s.
False Emperor.
That's to the false emperor. That's another hit. These are now going to be wounding on 3s.
That's
a lot of 2s and 1s.
All 2s and 1s.
Oh man, nothing there. And now the rhino gets to attack in. Getting 1 hit. No wound though. All right, so now Belial is going to attack in. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. 4 hits, wounding on 2s because of his sword. That is 4 wounds. AP -3, looking for 6-ups. Making 1 of them, so that is 3 dead guys. And now my Haminator guys are going to attack in here. They're going to be hitting on 4s, 2 attacks each, hitting on 4s because of the hammers, rerolling 1s and 2s because of Belial. Oh, really? Really?
You get to reroll the 2.
I get to reroll that 1, 2. Oh, what? Oh, you dice, you dice. Dice.
I just rolled.
And my opponent's going to spend his last 3 command points on Fury of Khorn to get his Berserkers to attack back into them. So there's 5 guys left in there.
15 attacks.
15 attacks coming in here. 16 should be because the champion, right?
Yes.
Yes, plus 1 attack.
I counted it right when I counted.
All right, you counted it right. You got it at 16. So here we go. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. 3 deaths to the false emperor rolls. All right, all hitting in there, pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 3s because they're still on the charge. Oh, it doesn't make a difference on the charge.
Yes.
I keep saying that. It's the number of attacks they get.
They did used to have
They used to have Furious Charge, so but they don't this time.
They're not wrong.
Yeah, so it's
They're
wounding
just
on
wrong.
3s. So that is going to be 3,
4,
6,
8,
9, 10 wounds over here.
10 3-ups.
10 3-ups. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 3-up saves. Oh, failed 1, 2, 3. So 1 is dead and 1's got 1 wound left.
5 chains.
And the 5 chainsword attacks coming in here, hitting on 3s.
Death False Emperor.
That's the false emperor over there. Getting another hit. These are now wounding on 3s. Getting all wounds. That's 5 2-up saves. And I make them all. All right, so that is the end of the turn here for the Khorn Berserkers over here. So he has a leadership test. He lost 2 guys. 2 plus.
Lost 3 guys.
Lost 3 guys. So 2 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. They're good to go. And Deathwing do not have to take morale tests. So that is it for the Berserkers turn here on turn 3. We will come back to you after. I mean, I'm not going to be moving. That's where they're going to be. We'll come back to you with basically the fight phase for the Deathwing here on turn 3. All right, starting over here, we're going to start with Belial. He's just going to attack in there. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds at AP -3. So we have 4 6-up saves. Making 1 of them, so another 3 are dead. All right, so now his Berserkers get to go because I didn't charge, so we have to alternate back and forth. So here come his attacks here, hitting on 3s. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. 4 wounds. 4 3-up saves on my Terminator there. Oh, failed the 1, and he is dead. All right, so now the Khorn Berserkers are going to attack into Belial because they have to, since he's the only one left over here.
I want the Juggler.
He wants the Juggler. These are going to be hitting on 3s.
Okay,
all right.
They know I don't want
Yeah, he wants his Juggler to come in and kill Belial. I want his Juggler to come in so Belial can kill him. 1 wound. AP -1, so looking for a 3-up. That is cocked. Yeah, he's good. Chain swords.
That's it. 1 wound.
1 wound. Yeah, with the save. And that is it for the Deathwing turn here on turn 3. So we will come back to you after the movement phase for the World Eaters here on turn 4. All right, so after the movement phase, he's got him surrounded with his rhinos. This one and this one still have guys inside. These Berserkers fell back out of combat with him, and the Juggerlord moved up here 1 inch away. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Shooting phase! His Juggerlord is going to shoot into Belial, hitting on a 2. No, re-rolling 1s because of himself. No, not meant to be. And that's it! Now he's going to charge with his Juggerlord, so I am going to fire Overwatch. These are going to have 4 attacks, hitting on hitting on 6s, sorry. Re-rolling because of himself. That's right. Got 3 hits here. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 2 up because of cover. Oh, and he takes a wound. All right, he's got a 6-up feel no pain. No, so he does take a wound. All right, and now comes the charge here. He is in. All right, so now his Juggerlord has the Axe of Blind Rage, and he is a Blind Fury, and he is going to be attacking into Belial over here. So he has 7 attacks, correct?
4 attacks for him, 3 attacks for the Juggernaut.
Oh, 4 attacks for him, 3 attacks for the Juggernaut. So it's going to be a total of 7 attacks, 4 of which are going to be with the axe here. So we're going to go with those ones first.
2s.
These are hitting on 2s, cannot reroll 1s, and if there was anyone within an inch, they would have been murdered because of that. So here come the 3. These are going to be strength 8, so looking for 2s to wound. Getting 3 wounds.
Invols.
These are going to be invul saves. So he has, oh, 1 second. All right, we forgot that Belial's actually -1 to hit, but we checked the tape and none of them were 2s to hit. So these are going to be 3 hits that got into in there. And then 3 wounds that happened there. So they're going to be AP -3. So he's got 4 up invul save here. Looking for 4 ups. Making them all! Woo! And now the Juggernaut is going to attack into Belial here. 3 attacks.
2s.
Hitting on 2s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s because he can reroll, but not meant to be. So that's going to be 2 hits.
Wounded on 3s.
Wounded on 3s.
Strength 7.
That is 2 wounds.
AP -1.
AP -1, so 3 ups. Making them both. All right, so now Belial's going to attack back. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All hits. Wounding on 2s because of his special sword. All right, that's 3 go through here. That's going to be 3 4-up invul saves. And he fails 2 of them, so he takes 2 damage, 4 6-up feel no pains. All right, making 2 of them, so he just takes 2 damage down to 4. And that is it for the the World Eaters turn here on turn 4. We'll come back to you with the fight phase for the Deathwing turn here on turn 4. All right, straight into the fight phase here. Belial is going to try to strike down this Juggerlord here. 4 attacks hitting on 2s. That is 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -2 4-up invul saves. Fails them both. Man. That's 4 damage. If he fails all of these, if he passes one of these, he's alive. If he doesn't, no, and he goes down. And that is Slay the Warlord.
They get stuck on each other.
And that is the end of the Deathwing turn here, and that is where we're going to call this game, because as the Berserkers start crawling out of that rhino there, pushing past each other to try to take down Belial, he calls back, says he got the recorder that was on Kharn's body there, and it is time to go back and hunt down the fallen. So zoop back up into the teleportarium, and off they go, leaving this planet to the fate of whatever a whole bunch of Berserkers will provide for it. as is suitable for the Dark Angels and the Deathwing there, because they got what they needed. That's all that matters. So, yeah, that was a brutal game. Those Berserkers are bazonkers. This is what it is. They just got into failing that charge I mean, it didn't help me, but I don't think it really would have changed much. It may have gotten me first blood if I could have killed one of his rhinos, but that's about it. So otherwise, that was, maybe killed a berserker or two. Not, I don't know, eventually because of shooting. I don't know. It still was, it was brutal. That was a brutal game. These berserkers are killer. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly did. I had a great time. This was a good match. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Harris, and until next time, have fun.